These are well-educated young adults, and we should all be able to attend anything and hear opposing views and be okay with that. But yelling and chanting and screaming is what we're seeing happen all over the country.
Governor Pamela Evette today responding to the growing controversy surrounding her selection as commencement speaker at South Carolina State University. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us for News 19 at noon. I'm Whitney Sullivan. We begin this midday with breaking news coverage out of South Carolina State University, where protests are continuing following the announcement of Evette as the university's upcoming graduation speaker. Since that decision, students have organized multiple demonstrations voicing strong opposition and calling for change. News 19's Kiki Gushu joins us live from campus with the latest developments. Kiki?
Whitney, students have been out here all morning and they're joined by alumni and other community members. They're standing outside the administration building here. Let me step back so you can take a look. And they're talking loudly so that President Conyers, who's in this building, can hear. They say they're staying here all day to make sure he hears their message, that they felt that they were not considered when it came to the decision to make Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette the speaker at SC State's commencement this coming May 8th. Take a listen to what the Lieutenant Governor had to say about this.
President Trump making our historically Black colleges and universities a priority, making sure their funding was solidified. Why do these students not know that? I mean, that is what education, that is what free speech, that is what a collaboration of exchanging of ideas brings about. How do they not know how much the governor and I have done in our executive budgets over the last 8 years to advance our historically Black colleges and universities? I would think that's something that they would be proud of instead of something that they would be protesting.
But here, students say it's not necessarily about politics, and it's more about morals, and that the speaker for their commencement should align with the whole class and their journey as they head into the post-grad life. I'll be bringing you more from the students here throughout the day as they express their feelings and talk out so President Conyers can hear them. Live at SC State, Kiki Gushu, News 19, WLTX. Back to you, Whitney.
All right, thank you so much, Kiki. It's also important to note that a number of lawmakers, not only that represent areas here in the Midlands, but across the state of South Carolina, have also placed their stance and made their voices known about where they stand on this situation on Facebook. This issue also going viral as it is now making national headlines across social media. It's also important to note that these students have also organized a change.org petition. Last night at around 11 o'clock, there were 3,500 signatures asking that the president change the commencement speaker. I'm taking a look at it right now. That has grown to 9,562 signatures and counting. Again, that change.org petition asking that they choose a different commencement speaker. Now, the Student Government Association president, Zaria Tucker, also released a statement backing those protests on campus. She says in part, quote, "This is not about politics. This is about representation." She says commencement is one of the most important moments of their collegiate experience, and she says it should reflect the voices, values, and lived experiences of the students it celebrates. Tucker went on to outline why some students oppose Lieutenant Governor Evette as the speaker, pointing to Evette's stance against diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, which Tucker says conflicts with the mission of public HBCUs. The statement also references Evette's defense of rhetoric from President Trump, her support for expanding immigration detention facilities, and her backing of redistricting efforts that could impact Congressman Jim Clyburn, who, as many of you know, is a South Carolina State University alum. Again, those just some of the reasons that she says students are protesting Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette's pick as the commencement speaker. Now, that address is set to take place on May 8th, as Kiki just explained. And of course, News 19 will stay on top of this and bring you the very latest as those students, alumni, and lawmakers across the Midlands continue to make their voices heard on this choice.